Hello everyone again. We are back into the adventure game series with Matsi.
Hey,
Um, we are on Pomodoro number 3, and we are gonna fix the issue that we found towards the end of the first Pomodoro regarding the inventory. We were adding to the inventory instead of removing from the inventory whenever we use something.
so we have this test here we were writing last time. I think we didn't finish writing it though because there's 3 steps, right? You have to. Well, there's 4 actually. So you pick up the potion, that's fine. Then you check the inventory, make sure you get the correct output that says yeah, I've got a potion. Then you need to use it. Then you need to check your inventory again and see nothing. So I think the thing we're missing here is that step that calls inventory.
Yes, you're right.
Then hopefully we see, yeah, so it should see nothing, and instead it sees 2 potions. So we've got a good test.
Awesome.
So we think this is because we originally spotted it in the code, right? We think this is caused by that .with inside the use, and that .with is in 2 places actually, and I'm pretty sure there's a without. Yeah, so if we just literally change that to without. Expected use size. Oh, okay, but we need to specify the number, which we have, right? The index should have been passed to this method. It's over there. Then, no, still not happy. But only because of a typo, because we're missing a full stop. Or either we're missing a full stop or we have one that's unnecessary, one of the two.
I think we are missing
it. Yeah. There we go, okay.
Okay, in fact, we need to test for Venom, yeah? Venom has the same thing, so we should have a specific test.
Yeah, because it's the same behavior as here, right? Yeah, cool. Pick a item no longer in area, use item, and using a use item. Yeah, this is fun. So this is going to be used.
In fact, I will call the first test pick up poison. Potion.
Pick a potion using it. Pick up Venom using a use item. Yeah.
Yeah. So now we have to do we can reuse the new area that we had done before and create an area with a Venom, which is at the bottom. Yeah.
Yeah, so we'll have to use our from. Wait, we did this once before, haven't we? So we have we have a instance of how to set this up. So this gives us our Venom type. Then we can say pick up 1 inventory. That should be Venom. Use 1 inventory, nothing. Cool. Yeah. That'll fail because we have 2 Venoms, which if we do that. No, we saw this once before, didn't we?
Index.
Oh, yes. Yeah, of course. Oh, cool. So, fix magically duplicating potions. Cool. Okay. So we've fixed the bugs we found with the inventory. We've added the Venom, so we have a new item type we can use now. There's a few different areas we could look into from here. What are you thinking? What do we want to look at next?
Okay, so we have right now the one thing that kind of slightly bothers me, and is actually one of the recommendations that you have, is the idea of the command pattern, because at the moment all of this, it adds complication. This method is just massive right now.
Yep,
it's absolutely massive, and even I'm gonna go even a bit furthermore. At some point the use there is something over. The potion should know how to use itself. Yeah.
Yeah.
Kind of. I have
agreed.
that idea in mind that a potion should. Yes and no. There is some behavior over here that it feels like it needs to be extracted. Like for example, what happens with the item on the inventory? That should be a potion will know that itself is whenever it is consumed, it should be deleted. Yeah, but maybe we have some item that in the future that it doesn't get consumed. You are using I don't know, some kind of magical stuff. Maybe it has a recharge time or something like that. Yeah, but it is not. It is not consumed from the inventory. So I think that there is something wanting to come out from here at some point in time.
Yeah, I agree. It's some kind of concept here. It shouldn't be. It's funny trying to learn to do stuff in Rust. If I were in C#, this would definitely be like you'd have an item class, right? And you'd probably have compose some behavior inside the class of different objects. But because of the way generics work in Rust, and the fact that everything has to be fixed size at runtime, makes that a little bit more awkward to do. But I think you can still do stuff like that with traits and boxes.
Can we implement behavior for just one element of the numeration?
For just, I'm not sure what you mean. How do you mean?
So will we be able to say implement? I don't know. There's a trait behavior implement like use. Yeah, implement use for potion. Implement use for venom. Can you do that on Rust? I don't remember right now.
Oh, yes, yeah. You could have a item trait, and then implement that trait for a given struct. The difficulty comes in when if you want to use a generic, your generics have to be specified at compile time because you can't have a type that isn't fixed size at compile time. So it has to be able to know what the generic is going to be. So you can't just swap them out at runtime with different things. So to achieve that behavior, you have to add another layer of abstraction. You have to use either something like a smart pointer or just a box. I think they call it, which is kind of just a pointer, really. You have to use a pointer to be able to add another layer of abstraction over it. That way, Rust is happy because it knows I know exactly what the size of this pointer is at runtime. That's fine, and it points to something else. At least that's how I remember it. There's probably a few details in there that I'm forgetting or overlooking. Okay. So with command pattern, for example, we could try turn each of these into a struct, implement a trait, or maybe actually the first thing to do would be just to Google command pattern in Rust and see if anyone else has any advice on how to do this. But I think it would be something like that. I think you would turn each of these into a struct to implement a trait, and then when it comes to actually storing your instance of a command or using a factory to generate it, you would have to store the result in a box, something like that.
Okay, let's gonna have a try on that. It's gonna give it a try.
Okay, let's see. Command Rust design bands, migration, create table, add field, schema.
There you go, the books.
Yep. Yeah, exactly. Okay, that's reassuring. That means I did remember. I remembered well enough on dynamic, of course. Okay, so they have a migration, right? So their command is called migration, right? Okay, so this is like a liquid-based kind of thing. So they're specifying SQL queries. So you've got a create table and an add field, both of which are types of migration, and they implement execute. When you store this, you use a vec of boxed-in migration. So boxed-in migration is the important part. Then you're able to do add migration.
Yeah, I think that over here they're using a vector because you can send multiple at the same time, yeah?
Yeah, I suppose they string them together. Yeah.
Which is not what we will need to do anyway. But the box and dynamic part, we are going to need it anyway.
Okay, I think we have something to go on from here. I think we can start by at least creating, say, a trait and some structs for a couple commands. Then we can try this next bit. As for test driving it, I guess we have no behavior is actually going to change. This is more like a refactor step. We'll just have to rely on our existing tests to make sure they'll continue to pass.
The only thing that bothers me is that we need to change all of them at the same time. Sounds a bit excessive, but on the other hand, we are gonna be able to. We will be able to. How's it called? We will be able to. Oh, awesome! No, actually, I know how we can get to that, because basically, what is happening right now on the pattern matching? We want every single part of that. We start into a different function, yeah. That functions are gonna be later on the implementation of the different structures. So I think we can use. So we can start creating the structure with the test, and once because we can copy the code and check that code, get all of them working, and then we can go and substitute the code on the other side. We need as well the constructor.
I think I know what you mean. Yeah. So each of these would become, we copy this out to some structs, and then this would become like let command equals pickup command new command dot execute, and then doing this generically can come later. But for now, we just extract it into a struct on each one. Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah, that sounds sensible. Let's try it then. So our first command is look. We're gonna need
whichever is the easiest to actually test. Yeah, that's the one we want.
I think it makes sense going this direction because it uses smaller steps. It keeps more stuff working as we move. I suppose it takes longer to get to the interesting part is the downside, but it still shouldn't take too long anyway to move these into structs. No, not a package, but a folder. Am I being blind? Where is just new directory? Maybe it's just always called package in IntelliJ, even if you're not doing Java.
Probably.
No, it is actually different. That's not a regular folder, right? Because it has a funny icon. What have they done? Hasn't actually changed anything, so it's just a folder. So if we want our trait, that'll be files not including data. Yeah, that's fine. So trait command and execute. So this will have to take a game state, I think. And then return a new game state. Basically, it always returns a game state, and it makes its decisions based on the current game state.
Yeah, which makes sense, yeah.
Cool, okay. So that signature should work. And I guess that's the only thing it really needs. I don't think there's anything else.
Do you need to have the curly brackets when defining a command?
Point, maybe not. No, it's happy without it. Okay. Oh wait, hang on. Is it? Wait, semicolon.
Yeah, that's what I would expect.
Cool. Okay. So we could say this first one, look with the look command, file.
Can I create those files?
Can what? Sorry.
I thought there was an option to create look files.
Oh yeah, there is actually. Oh, that's better. Yeah. Look command. Okay, so we have our trait command. We want a struct look command, which doesn't actually need any internal memory.
No.
Any states. So we just want impl command or look command. So implementing this interface, or as it were, trait for this command, struct this object, and right, it hasn't. I was expecting the IDE to do two things. I was expecting it to firstly say command isn't recognized. Do you want me to import that? And secondly, I was expecting it to say, okay, your implementation isn't correct because you're missing this abstract method here, this function. So offer to create it, but it hasn't done either of those.
Is it because it's not on Git yet? And
I think
IntelliJ ignores everything that is not on Git.
I think it might be because we haven't. So I think the compiler is probably ignoring these files because we haven't included them in anywhere. Which is a bit awkward because we don't actually really intend to use them in the short term. But I think what we'll have to do is include look command in here, so that it's then included in the binary and it's then actually compiled, which is the same like that warning I was clicking ignore on. I think it's the same thing it was doing there. I suppose we're also going to need a new method actually, aren't we? We can just say let's command and hopefully.
Do we need to give them an namespace or something?
Maybe. I'm not sure. Let's see what it says. Add missing fields. Recursively add missing. I don't have any missing fields. What are you on about? Oh, right. I'm doing this completely the wrong place. Hang on. Let me just try this up here. If we save that, it's going to complain, right? Yeah, because look command not found in this scope, but we're not getting any option to automatically import it, which is a bit of a pain. So this is going to need to actually have a bit more going on. We need a command up here. So wait, this isn't main.rs, this is game.rs. Oh, okay. So I think what I need to do then, under my impression, I forgot that. I thought this file was main.rs, right? So you have to, your main file, whether that's, if you're in a binary, that's main, and if you're in a library, that's lib. Your main file has to tell the compiler which files to look at, which modules it cares about, which is why I expected it if I did this in here, it would give us the option to do that. But the problem is it isn't the main file. The main file is here. So perhaps if I say mod commands, that might file not found module commands doesn't like it. Looks like that would only work for an individual file.
Oh no! That's because it's expecting the format of the folder is very specific. Yeah, you have to expose what you want from a folder, and you have to expose it to a lib file or a mod file. A mod file, yes.
Something like that, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Here we go.
And now you have to
mod command.
I think it is. I'm not completely sure right now.
Under what, sorry?
What is? Let me double check very quickly. France mod folder.
But we're now getting errors from command and look command, which is good. So it's acknowledging it's actually compiling these files. We're still not getting a helpful import suggestion for this one though. Oh wait, no, that's all compiling fine now. It must be because it's in the same module. It doesn't need to import it, I guess. So the only remaining error, let's just comment this line out so it'll compile, is this one. Unless, oh no, it would, okay. Did I manage to overlook that? Yeah, it is actually failing on look command. So we should be able to import that, but ain't working. Okay. Guess we use create command, use create commands, command.
Yeah, I don't think that's the way of doing it. I'm trying to remember because I haven't done it in a long time. I don't remember exactly how it goes.
Yes, usually this is the kind of thing I usually go back to the Rust book and check that one chapter. It's the kind of thing that you do it once and then you don't look at it again for months. You don't often have to actually remember the syntax, especially with the IDE doing a lot of it for you. Similar name exists in the module, note the capitalization, no command in command. What's it going to suggest if I just do that? Oh, wait. Oh, because the file is lowercase. Is that what's confusing me? So, okay, so it's now happy with the use, which is funny. It's in, oh, we haven't made it pub. So our command is now pub. We can now import it properly, and our import looks really weird. Because we're doing command. There you go. Okay, so we're going to have to do the same thing here then. Remember to make that pub for when we want to import it. And then we're going to have our execute. Okay, a bit of faffing around to get the syntax right, but we've got our command module and our commands. Now, our functionality for actually doing this is just going to be the same thing that's already here. What isn't it like? Oh, self.area should be game_state.area. Oh, this should be game state. Oh, this actually returns a full game, not a game state. Okay, so I want to change this. The area of struct game state is private. Oh, balls.
That's fine. Implement look on game state.
Implement look on game state. So game state area. Sorry, you're suggesting we do? No, sorry, I don't understand your suggestion. Can you say that again?
Okay, yeah, so we have two options. Either we make area public, or we use with the idea of Demeter's law, we kind of this is hidden. We just look, and we can call it look in current area or something like that. Yeah. So the fact that there is an object area gets hidden from the.
That makes sense. I think I'm generally not in favor of exposing anything from an object, right? Like I feel like the area in this case should be as private as possible, but also if we were to follow the pattern of sort of adding a method to GameState each time we want to expose a detail of area, then GameState might end up getting quite big and complex because I think it'll need, for almost everything here, it'll need a inventory with and inventory without. It'll need, a method for every single one of these things. I think it's probably better that we make area and inventory pub crate, So at least they're accessible within the crate, but not by consumers consuming the crate.
Okay, we can go with that. If needed, we can change later on, yeah?
Yeah. Okay, so now we can call look.
By the way, try to put, instead of this line, just put a mod command, I believe it is.
Oh, just mod?
No, mod command.
Oh, okay, mod command.
Okay, no, that's mine. Mod.
But it's being. Oh wait, do we need mod command in this? Sorry, in. No, not here. Do we need it inside the mod.rs file? Oh yeah, we have it inside mod.rs. We have mod command here, and then mod look. I wonder if so we have mod command to include the command file, and this is the commands module. So basically saying, so with this import, we're saying go to the command module, get the command file, get the command public trait from the command file. We could at least make it a little bit better by just doing get everything, so we're not repeating the word command again. We could also just get rid of our import everything to see what. Nah, this does it the same way. We had it. Just seeing if IDE had any cleverer way of doing it.
It sounds so strange, but that's fine. That's fine. We had one thing up. In fact, now do we have any tests for the look command?
Do you have any tests for look command? Yes, but it'll be in game.rs.
Can we move it or copy for now onto the other place?
I think that's a good idea. Yeah, we can do that. But let me get this compiling first, just to fix this, and then we can move it over, yeah?
Yeah.
So this will be let command equals look command, and execute self.
And you have to pass the game state, yeah?
Oh yeah, so this is the game state, self is game state. But it doesn't like this, not found in scope. So look command is a public struct command.rs. Sorry.
The function is private, yeah?
It's being modded by this. Oh, the function. Is that what the problem is? Good point. But wait, no, I think if you're using a trait, it's automatically public because it wouldn't make sense to have a private one in a trait. I'm just a bit surprised it's not. So the IDE is not giving us the option to import it, and I think usually when that happens, it just means you've done something funny with your project setup, and it can't quite understand. It's not even telling us as an error. It's a bit confused. But if you go back to main.rs, we have mod commands, so we're recognizing that. And if we do use trait commands, we're not getting suggestions I would expect. Why that? Why that? Is this dependent on order? No, it's not, is it? That would be weird. Commands. Yeah, once we get the commands, we're not being given the next. So in this case, we're able to do this, right? From here, create commands command, but it doesn't like. Oh, module is private, so do we need to do pub mod command here?
And provide pub mode for the look command as well.
Yeah. So kind of or is it? Wait, it starts even earlier, doesn't it? So this one. So once we're in here, okay, yeah, it's no longer complaining. So if we get rid of that, then now it should be able to import for us. There's the error. Import. Cool. Command execute if not found in look command. Okay, how's that? So we're implementing command for look command, give it a function execute. Is it because we need to import command as well or something? What's going on there? Method execute not found for this. Items from traits can only be used if a trait is implemented and in scope. Command defines an item execute, perhaps you intended to implement it. Yeah, it seems to be because we haven't imported command. So from here it's command, right?
Yeah. They have to implement the command itself, the trait.
Yeah, so we have implemented the trait, implement command for look command. So look command implements command, but I think the problem it's describing here is that traits can only be used if a trait is implemented and in scope. So I think we need to actually pull the command trait into scope within game.
Yeah, that's
in order
it.
for that to.
So over here. So command and then command, yeah.
Command, yeah. And there's here we go. I think that's the last bit we're missing is actually calling the trait, not just a module. Okay, this is an associated function, not a method. Good point.
So,
yes.
Yeah. So you don't. So it has to be.
Sorry, go on.
Go back over here a second.
Mm-hmm. So the thing the compiler is getting confused about now is that we're trying.
Yeah. So this one is there is no self over here. Yeah.
Exactly.
So this look command dot execute.
Yeah, and in some sense, it's a bit weird to even make it a regular function because it doesn't have any state to use anyway. But if we want to do this trait stuff, then we need it. Right? We need to be a self function. It's a bit funny. Like in Rust, what we would call static functions are called associated functions. But sort of regular methods of a struct don't have the same sort of treatment. You don't have a phrase I can think of other than just a function. There probably is something, I'm just not thinking of it.
Oh, the test actually is passing.
Boom! How good is that?
Awesome. I think that's going to be the end of the Pomodoro. But we have the idea of how we are going to implement the rest. So should be relatively simple to do the other ones. So nice. So we are gonna stop for now. We have a few minutes and then we go for probably the last Pomodoro of this series. Cool. See you everyone. 2 minutes. Enjoy.
Bye bye.